at the opening ceremony of the post office, and as you can see, they barricaded the block as this is a special event. Today is October 27th, 1992. It took 2 months to complete the mural. Hey!
All right, here we are, showtime.
Grand opening. This is Mrs. Hodges. This is Gil Hodges' wife, one of the baseball players in the mural.
Close.
These are my two helpers over here. They look like different people when they're real close.
And good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and invited guests. I'm Thomas Roma, the station manager. We're here this morning to join with Mr. Thomas Day, the district manager of customer services, to dedicate the murals at Ryder Station back to the community. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank every one of you who took time out of your busy schedule to join us here this morning, especially Mrs. Joan Hodges, wife of the late, great Dodger great Gil Hodges.
Thank you.
That's it. Miss Emma Roberson, representing Mrs. Rachel Robinson, the wife of the late, great Jackie Robinson, another Dodger great. Murray Adler from the Brooklyn Dodgers. Mr. Thomas Daly, our district director. Mr. Lenny Spiro. Where are you, Lenny? Is he here? God bless him. He's retiring. We're going to miss him. Okay, also, Mr. Charles Schumer, our congressman, Assemblywoman Helene Weinstein, and all other elected officials from the community. It would be remiss of me not to acknowledge the clergy. Okay, we have Monsignor Burns from Mary Queen of Heaven, Father Fonte, St. Thomas Aquinas, or maybe, okay, I'm sorry. We also have Father Cannon. We have Father Catrone. Father Gallo is supposed to be here. My good friend, Rabbi Friedlander, from the Borough Park Voice. Where are you, Rabbi? Thanks for no rain. Okay, also Rabbi Halpin and Rabbi Lavin were supposed to be here. To all the civic associations, too numerous to mention, you know who you are. Thank you for attending this morning. To all the post office officials, employees, and organizations from within the post office, we thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you a great lady who is all Brooklyn, Mrs. Joan Hodges, who would like to say a few words.
Thank you very much. First, I'd like to commend Tommy on a job so well done. The artists, Cindy, Bonnie, and Kathy, you couldn't have captured Gil any better. And as a matter of fact, all of them. Really beautiful. Brooklyn is so great. There's no place like it in the world, and I don't care where you go. I hope we get it back to what it was, family. This is not my post office. This was not my post office, but after today, it is. Thank you very much.
Okay, like they say, the manager gets all the credit when things go right, and he takes the blame when things go wrong. There's one person behind this manager who will not go unrecognized today. The murals were our idea, but Mr. Roger Gilligan, the District Director of Operations Support in Flushing, was the man who got it done. Let's give him a hand. Also, we have Ms. Bonnie Siracusa, the artist, with her assistants, Kathy and Cynthia, who did the work. Let's have a hand. Okay, also I would like to thank Ms. Pat McGovern from the division and Mr. Jim Perillo for helping us get this together today. Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to bring up everybody's friend, my friend, Congressman Charles Schumer.
Thank you, Tony, and members of the clergy, community leaders, etc. Brooklyn's a great place. And our community in Brooklyn's a great place, and everybody here, whether it be from the letter carriers, to the community leaders, to the clergy, planning board members, elected officials, everyone here has helped keep our neighborhood strong. And that's a big fight. But we keep going and going and going. And we've kept it good. And this beautiful, beautiful mural, and I hope everyone gets a chance to go around to the other side to see the rendition of the Brooklyn Bridge, which is just magnificent, is a symbol of everything that's great about Brooklyn. Mrs. Hodges, people like you and your husband and Mrs. Robbins, the Robinsons, and everyone else all help make Brooklyn the place that it is. And you know what? In many ways, this mural in Brooklyn can be a model for America. We're all fighting hard now to keep our country #1, to keep it the greatest country in the world. And if we can all pull together, like Bonnie pulled everybody together on this mural, and work hard for the things we believe in, not only will our community stay the best community that we have, but if everyone in the country does the same thing, our country will stay the best country that we have too. I want to thank everyone who did everything they can. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, before we go on, I'd like to acknowledge the community services, namely the police department, Captain Ray Powers. Where are you, Captain Powers? We couldn't have put this together without his help. Okay, Miss Pat Gonzalez from the fire department, and also Greg Orzillo from the sanitation department. Also out here, as I look out, is your old manager of the Ryder Station, who rose to become postmaster of Staten Island and has since retired, Mr. Lou Villegas. From the Borough President's office, Liz Koch. Okay, Assemblywoman Helene Weinstein would like to say a few words.
You know, when I go to community meetings, I often hear people complaining about how the walls are defaced by graffiti in our communities. And it really is very sad when you see that kind of horror taking place and that kind of disrespect for buildings. But the paintings on this wall are really wonderful and are really the kind of things that we should be having in our community. It's a great tribute to Brooklyn. When you look around the stamps here, and some of the real stamps and some of the stamps that have been added, tribute both to the residents of Brooklyn and also to some of the military, the men and women who've served our country. And I just hope that this wall can stay here for a long time and people can admire and see that not only can the post office deliver the mail, it could also bring a little bit of culture into our borough. And I want to thank Tom for this. He not only runs an efficient post office, but also cares about the community also. Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you. I'd like to bring up Mr. Thomas Day, Manager of Customer Services for the Brooklyn Queens District.
Good morning. Good morning to Mrs. Hodges, Congressman Schumer, and all the other special guests that have come here this morning. I'd like to thank all of you for taking the time out to come here and be part of our official unveiling of these murals. And as the Congressman previously noted, if you haven't seen it, around the corner is the second mural. I'd like to particularly thank the artist, Bonnie Siracusa and her associates. And also reiterate what was already said, Roger Gilligan, to thank him again. He's our Director of Operations Services in the Brooklyn Queens District. This mural and many other efforts as part of our fix-up program are in large part due to Roger's efforts throughout the Brooklyn Queens District. So again, a thanks to Roger for his work. In particular, I'd like to make a bit of special recognition this morning. We've already heard from Mrs. Hodges. As you can see on this mural, we have a depiction of the late, great Gil Hodges. It says here on my speech of the famous Brooklyn Dodgers. I have to admit I'm a little young. My father told me about that. I have to tell you, ingrained in my memory is Gil Hodges is the manager of the 69 Mets. That's my email. Yes, soon. And with that, I'd like to bring Mrs. Hodges up. I have a presentation I'd like to make to her to recognize Mr. Gil Hodges' depiction on our mural. What I have here is a recognition award to Joan Hodges in memory of Gil Hodges, whose pride, class, and loyalty symbolized the spirit of the people in the borough of Brooklyn.
Thank you.
And about 100 other postal units throughout the Brooklyn-Queens district. And again, it is our intent to fix up the appearance of our buildings for you as our customers and to give our employees a better place to work so they can serve you better. We want to be a part of the community. We want to give you good service. We want post office units, delivery units, and finance stations that are appealing to look at, places that you can go and feel that you can get good service from us. And we are sincere in our efforts to do that.
Before we close, it would be remiss of me not to acknowledge the civic associations, because without them in this neighborhood, even though I'm a native, I can't exist. Okay? From the Mill Basin Civic Association, we have Paula and Arrow. Mill Island Civic, Roberta Sherman, Lost Needles. Bergen Beach Civic, Flo Hirsch. Marine Park Civic, Julia Gutierrez. Futurama, Irving Poole. Paul Kruger and Dorothy Tirano from Community Board 18. There's one guy here also that made it all happen. The landlord, Mr. Andy Kaplan. Andy, without his permission, we couldn't do this. Okay, at this time, I'd like to thank all of you for coming. Feel free to come in and have some refreshments, browse around and see the walls, and thank you again. Have a good day.
It shows that we're fighting hard for our neighborhood. We're keeping it good. We have some of the greats of Brooklyn on the wall here, including Gil Hodges and Jackie Robinson. Yeah, this is Bonnie. Bonnie did the mural. It's her art, her concept.
I think it's the greatest thing, the colors, the celebration of the bridge. I thought it was the greatest thing they had. Because it brightens the neighborhood up, and it's beautiful. I wish I could draw like this. Something like this. I can come down here and look at it all